So I learned several things this week. One is that voters are unreasonably biased about certain economic issues. One of the economic issues that we are looking at is a foreign trade bias. So basically, the foreign trade bias means that people are somewhat afraid or think that foreign trade is going to hurt the American economy. This is completely unreasonable because for an economist, we believe that all mutual trade is beneficial, or else the trade wouldn't even take place in the first place voluntarily. And it doesn't really matter if it comes from China or Mexico or anywhere really for that matter. As long as both parties want the trade, then it's mutually beneficial. Another bias that we have is a pessimistic bias, or we view the economy as um, not getting as better as rapidly as it actually is. So what they do is they surveyed people and asked them if the economy, how much better the economy was from 100 years ago. And surprisingly, people really didn't see how much better the world really is due to our technological advancements and innovation. This also leads us into our make work bias. The make work bias means that people tend to view the economy not so much on our output, but on employment. And so this make work bias is a problem because people think that because people don't have jobs, that they're not as well off. Really, when we compare ourselves today to the people of 100 years ago, they all had jobs, but they were working in horrible conditions out in fields, and they were all farming. And the economy was just not as strong in any kind of way as they are today. But people want to think that as long as we all have jobs, that everything's going great. The problem that they don't see is that we have a disutility of labor. And so nobody really wants to work, but we want all the things that our work provides. So if we can put in as little work possible and get a huge amount of output, then we're all really better off. Another bias we have is the market bias. And in the market bias, we see that people don't really think that markets are going to correct themselves, and they view people that have material motives as being selfish or somewhat, you know, that you can't really trust the market to provide the things that we really need. And most economists would disagree. We would want to see profit motive for something that we really necessarily need in our economy because we have a much greater chance of getting the things we need if people can make money off of it rather than just relying on them to be altruistic or just be nice to provide these things that we desperately need in our lives. So, what can we do about this? What we could do is educate people about all these biases. So, if you hear somebody saying, for example, well, the Chinese trade deficit is going to destroy our economy, and so we need to ban goods from China. What we could say is, well, really, that's not true because we get a lot of great products from China that we all really like, and we're paying at a deal that we think is acceptable. So we're both better off regardless of their nationality. And the problem with re-educating these people is that it's going to take a lot of time, and for people to change their worldview, there's a huge psychological cost that they're going to have to endure. So, good luck on that. What we could also do is encourage people that don't really know much about the government or about the economy uh, to just not vote. If the electorate sees that the main people that are voting are only the well educated people and the people that know about economics, then they're more likely to take that into effect and choose good economic policies over the will of the majority. This is also going to take some difficulty with the psychological biases because people are so trained that they should vote.